Welcome to episode 350 of the Stargate Oral History Project, Dial the Gate. I'm David Reed. I appreciate you being here with me for this episode. In October of 2020, I started this show to give me something to do other than just climbing walls, as many of us were. And it has turned into something far greater than I had hoped to achieve. For the 350th, I was planning on covering Stargate SG-1, The Alliance with Ben Lenzo, until I got an email a few days ago from EMG, I'm not going to butcher it. The English translation is The Children of MacGyver. This is a team of people who have been planning on and have succeeded in creating a one-to-one scale Stargate. First, the Pegasus Gate, and then the Milky Way Gate. The Milky Way Gate was always the original plan, but they have created this thing from scratch, almost. They had some elements from the PropWorks auctions that I was a part of from 2010 and 11. We're going to talk about that with them. We're going to talk about the design process, the indigestion that this thing caused in terms of bringing it to life, and everything in between that went into making this possible so that conventions and exhibitors can have this, and Stargate fans can share in this thing together, along with a few other surprises. This is a long episode, but I really recommend that you stick through it. And if you have a little trouble with the accent, turn on the closed captions, because we were sure to make absolutely certain that everything was accurate and precise, just as they would have it, to share this information with everyone. And if you want to contribute in any way, shape, or form, if you have the means to do so, stick around until near the end, because you will find out how. Let's go over to Switzerland and bring in the team from EMG, and a prop that you will not believe is not the original. Their Stargate.
Check my day, my friends.
I know you guys have been sitting there painting yourself over what it might actually be like to go through a Stargate.
Everybody wants to have adventures far away from home.
Now, all the fans are going to get that moment of just passing through and imagining what it's like to enter a whole new galaxy, a whole new world.
I am here with Project SG-11.
And I've heard a rumor.
My friends here, the MacGyver's children.
Les Enfants de MacGyver.
They're actually starting something from nothing, just like their father.
And it's going to be amazing.
Now, everyone knows about MacGyver, who really could make anything out of nothing.
These guys at MacGyver's Children are doing something really, really incredible.
Building a full-scale replica of the gate.
6 meters in diameter, big enough to actually walk through.
Now, what makes it special is that it is a fully functioning, working Stargate.
Like a real Stargate. It goes around with the chevrons and everything, and it locks into place and all that kind of stuff.
What you say? Crazy?
Absolutely f***ing crazy. And
Crazy, nutty kids.
absolutely bonkers.
Yes, it is.
These guys have been working really hard in Geneva, in the guy's backyard. Just some schematics and plans.
But it's not made of styrofoam. They're actually got a lot of the original props, a lot of the original stuff from the show.
How cool is that?
A dream and a lot of heart and a lot of passion. And that's what it takes to get everything going. That's what it takes to go through the stars and become something.
I still remember my very first time walking through the Stargate on the set of SG-1, and it was such a cool experience.
Who wouldn't want a full-scale replica of the gate? I know for one, I would.
We're all curious as to how that's going to turn out and see what it's like to actually build a Stargate.
So I think everyone ought to get out and to support this dream, to build an actual replica of an SG Stargate, so it will live on forever.
I really support this project. I hope you will too. You're going to be hearing a lot about this.
So I just wanted for you, if you can, to hit Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of stuff and see if you can help them reach their goal.
Thumbs up. Very nice job. Congratulations. You're very sexy, by the way.
I think it's a great project, and they're crazy.
And as soon as they're finished, I'm going to be the first one to go through it.
And it's going to be fantastic.
A party at my place.
It is such a pleasure to finally be talking to you, gentlemen. How are you?
We are perfectly fine. A bit tired. Always in the
That's
workshop.
so.
Very happy to see
So,
you.
who am I talking to? Quentin? Hello?
Hi.
And then I've got Sylvain.
Yes, hi.
Hello? Ian?
Hi.
Hello? And then behind the camera, I've got Anthony.
Hello.
And then Benoit.
Hello.
How many countries are represented in this room?
In this room, we have two countries. We have France and Switzerland, because the whole project is from Switzerland.
The whole project is Swiss. Wow. And how many countries were responsible for physically building this thing? How many countries were physically involved?
There is physical building, but everyone who participated, I think there are 4 or 5, because we also have USA, of course, for every sources and everything. We also have Belgium, England. So yeah, like something like 4 or 5. Deutschland,
So-
a bit. Yeah, Germany.
Quentin, this is your brainchild, right? This was your idea?
Yeah, I'm the one who started this thing.
Will you please tell me about yourself?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Quentin. I'm working in theater, on plays, and that's a way I can add to the project. So that's my main occupation. Also, I'm a huge geek, of course. I like science fiction a lot, and yeah, one day I decided to do this just for fun, mostly. And what else? I like to know a lot of things. I really like to learn a lot of technical things, and yeah, so I'm a bit working with electronics, metal, wood, everything, and I'm also, when I was younger, I was a magician, actually. So I was on stage since the age of 7, I think.
Wow. Man. So you've got the right background for this. Quentin, tell me about your team, to introduce everybody to me.
Okay, so a bit about Sylvain. He got in the association in 2022. He's a mechatronician, which means he works in electronics and mechanics, and put everything together. So mostly robots and pretty cool things, actually. Drones. And he's working a bit on everything. We really like to share between the two of us on technical aspects, how we will work on the structural parts, moving parts, and everything. So that's
Metal fabrication, wood, metal, electronics. Man, you are a jack of all trades, sir.
Yes, 3D printer, CNC, something like this. I have my own stuff, and I use it in the association to build some stuff.
All right. And Ian, can you introduce Ian for me?
So Ian is a bit of a software engineer. He's working on everything using computers, also a bit of electronics, working with Arduinos and Raspberry Pi. He likes to try new things, sometimes that are a bit out of the range that what we are doing right now, but then we are finding the right spot to put it, always. And that's really interesting. Just so you know, he built a whole way to browse SG1 episodes to find keyframes. So actually it's an AI, it's called Alexandria, and you go in there, you are like, I want to see someone fishing. You put fishing and you've got all the episodes, everything where you see fishing in the series.
I'm going to have to hear more about this. That might actually be for my work.
You do, maybe later.
Is it just SG1 or is it the whole TV franchise?
Yeah, we built it for SG1 and
For SG1?
maybe later we can expand.
Okay, there we go. And so you developed the technical control interface for the Stargate. I'm interested in hearing about that in as much English as I can. And then the two folks behind the camera, Anthony and Benoit, can you briefly tell me about them?
Yeah, of course. So Anthony, he joined also around 221, I think, this time. He also does a lot of everything. He helps with everything. He is very technical, it's very easy for him to work with his hands. So every time we need to go on something, most of the time we try something, then when we are sure, we show to Anthony and he does it. And most of the time we also discuss together before we do this. So he is part of the whole thing and he knows to do a bit of everything, really.
Perfect. And Benoit?
He's the Swiss Army knife, even though
The Swiss
he's
Army.
the one from France.
And Benoit?
And Benoit is just coming. Benoit, he's a bit of the same than Anthony. It's the same as Anthony. He's doing a bit of everything. He's the strongest in the association. And he's doing really nice pictures, actually. Maybe you will see a few of them in the workshop later. And what more? And he's doing really good food, which is really helpful when we are working in a workshop during long hours. Very important, of course.
I saw the notes here. Known for excellent cooking. Very good. Guys, welcome to Dial the Gates. I really appreciate you being here. And this has been a dream that has been a long time coming for you. I remember hearing about this so long ago, just looking at the video that we ran at the top of the show, that so many of the talent were so much younger. You've been working on this. When did the popcorn kernel originally pop in your mind, Quentin? What year was this?
I think it was in 2010, which means 15 years from now.
15 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and the main thing, I always saying the same thing, but it was just after a LARP, you know, like when you are doing a role-playing game, live action.
Yeah.
So we were just finished with this, and we were really tired, like it was 3 in the morning, and we were speaking about what we could do next. And one idea was we could build a Stargate, you know. And I don't know why, but when I thought of this prop, this set, I was like, I don't really want to make something out of cardboard just for a one shot. I'm really interested in building it the same way they did in series. So I said, let's do that. And the people who were around at that time, they were like, yeah, of course, we cool. And it sticked. I just said, okay, let's try. Let's see if it's possible, how we can do it, what we need to do it, what's the cost and everything. And then I'll see if I'm ready to go through that, because I know it will be something big. But I didn't think it was something on 15 years.
15 years and 22 feet across. This thing is... you thought of it, and you made it.
I'm sorry.
Stargate is 22 feet in diameter.
It's 20.
It's 20?
Yeah. We have a lot of that, but actually,
I thought it was 22.
I don't know where it emerged from. I think in the series, the idea is that it's 22 feet, but the real prop is more close to 20 feet.
I did not know that.
20 feet.
I've been wrong for years. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah, but in the series it's 22. Yeah, they say it in the series 22, but that's wrong in related to the real prop.
Exaggerate it.
Yeah, they did.
Interesting. My gosh.
I'm sorry.
Wow. How much did this thing cost to create?
I mean, a lot, of course. We don't have the real number for what we used for this version. We have the number for the whole project and the whole 15 years. which is way more than the cost of the Stargate. But
Are you
what
willing
we
to
can
say?
because I don't want people to be crystallized on this idea of a lot of money, is that it's more than what the real Outworld Stargate prop was sold in the auction. It's more than that.
Which was $75,000.
Yeah.
North of $75,000.
So that's more than that. Yeah. Yeah.
My heavens. Did you take donations for this project?
A bit, yeah, but they are sparse. Sometimes people want to give us a bit of money. It's always possible. We have a link on our Facebook page, but it's not our main outcome. I think the main outcome is from our own pockets. But yeah, sometimes we get a bit of that. Yeah. For example, that was really nice. We had a bit of money come from the Stargate project from Germany.
Germany?
With another group of fans from Stargate. And I think they were raising a bit of money to do the same kind of thing. And then they discovered our project and they were like, I think this money is better put with them. It wasn't that much, but they thought, yeah, it's maybe better with them because they are already on it. So we got a bit from them. And it's always a bit like that. So that's really nice to have, like to be together with fans, a group of fans working together on the same thing.
Wow. Okay. So EMG, what does that stand for?
EMG in French, it stands for Les Enfants de MacGyver. In English, it's the children of MacGyver. The whole idea, we were searching for a name. It didn't just pop. We were trying different things. And when we created the association, we toyed with the fact that we were coming from something. So we wanted to build anything from anything, really, from scratch. So that was the side of MacGyver. And also it was a nice way to remember that Richard Dean Anderson was the main character in both series. So that's why we are now the children of MacGyver.
Wow. Are you all MacGyver fans?
Oh, definitely. I know I am, at least.
Yeah.
Not that much. No. I really like the idea. It's fun, but I didn't see a lot of it. And I don't think I could sit on a watch party for a whole MacGyver series, actually.
I think it's just a perfect name, right? Because there's curiosity and ingenuity, and those are some things that we really enjoy, like expressing through the association. Yeah,
I always been really happy with the name and the logo from the beginning, and it sticks, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
It's a great name.
Absolutely.
It's a great name.
It works because you guys are building something from scratch. I think at least in English, to MacGyver something is to take something that was not designed for what he's using it for, and to repurpose and to make something new, to basically to do what Tony Stark did with the Mark I Iron Man suit in the original film.
Yeah.
He MacGyvered that suit. What you did was not a MacGyver. What you did was systematic, thought out, methodical. You created this thing from design documents, and it's just extraordinary. Let's have a look at it, and then we'll go into we'll get to know you guys a little bit better if you don't mind. So the original, let's just can you take me for a ride?
Yeah.
Can you pick me up and walk me around?
Let's go. When we started, the first thing we needed was to understand how it was built and what it looked like, right? So we had not a really precise idea of this, because we know the Stargate, it's a circle, there are a lot of details on it, some stripes, lines everywhere, but how is it adjusted, how many of these lines are everywhere and everything. So one way we get a bit of these sources was to use the original blueprints, because during the Proprox auction at the end of the franchise, they were sold. So we were able to contact the people who bought them, and then they were kind enough to do a high resolution copy from them to send us.
Wow.
And then we discovered a lot of technical details, physical details everywhere, secrets, how it works, how it was meant to spin, and everything. So that's the first thing. Then I decided to buy one full back panel from the original SGC Stargate, and actually in the auction lots. There was this lot that was only the panel, and all the other lots were the whole section from the SGC Stargate each time. So I didn't have that much money, or I didn't know I wanted to put that much money in the project at that time. So I only bought one back panel from the series. This is the original one that we see right now.
Mm-hmm. I remember having it.
Yeah, of course you do.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Yeah,
It's doing fine. Yeah, I think we modified it just a bit because we wanted to do a mold out of it right away, and we didn't want to redo everything, like no 3D print of the whole thing. And at that time, it was harder to 3D print everything. So we did a bit of modification just to fill the gaps, the bubbles, because when you look at it really close, you can see a lot of detail and actually parts a bit broken, bubbles, screws everywhere. I don't know if it's good to say it to your viewers, but once you know there are screws everywhere on the Stargate, you can see it even in the opening credits. Everywhere.
Oh, very much so. It's right there in front.
Yeah,
I mean, when the chevron is snapping in place,
yeah, exactly.
the fiberglass underneath bends. You can see it doing it, and we just say, "Oh, that's normal."
And when you don't think about it, it's just cinema magic, It's a real Stargate. It's made out of metal and it's perfect, And once you start to try to look at it, then and you can't come back from this. So I'm sorry, everyone, but now you will see the screws everywhere.
It looks, Quentin, it looks far more than the back panel that you guys managed to get. I'm looking at all of these pieces, and it looks just like the ones that we sold to the Sci-Fi Museum in Seattle. Are you guys sure that you didn't go in there and take it, and this is the original Off-World Gate? Are you sure about that?
We are actually, the Blueprints was really the BAL project, and we decided to go and steal every Stargate of the universe. Really? No, I'm kidding. Actually, we started from this because it was way more interesting for me at the time, because I was kind of alone at that time to work on this, to start from just a part and do everything else. So if you want to see, maybe Anthony, you can show the outer ring on the table, la collerette. For example, we tried from scratch to rebuild the outer ring of the gate. So we had to actually draw all these tiny pieces.
Oh my God, and all of the different layers.
Yeah, exactly. With actually low-res sources from the series. And it's really difficult. And we got quite close to the real thing. So we are really happy. And this one was really beautiful to do. So I'm really happy that I did that. But then, after we did a lot of different things, also we 3D printed a few things to try. I decided, and we had the opportunity, to buy a full section from the gate. The one we didn't buy on the original auction, you know, and we had to decide: do we keep our work until now, or do we start again? And it was already a few years in the making, so it's pretty hard to say, okay, everything go to the trash,
Right.
and we start again. But we decided that we really wanted to be the ones
Authentic.
actually remaking the Stargate from SG1 and not
So-
just making a Stargate, you know.
So what I'm looking at right now, that's original chunk of Stargate?
The one you're looking at right now is the original one. Yes, exactly. You
From SGC or from the location gate?
It's
What is
from
that
the-
from?
It's from the SGC. You can see the small hooks that were there.
Yes.
I think it was for the iris and maybe for the green screen. I'm not sure
Yes.
about that. I really have to talk with someone from the show to be sure. But I think it was to just put something in place here. But yeah, that's the original one. It's from the SGC, and when it was dismantled, actually, it was in parts. So when we got it, we had every panel, every part of the chevrons, just everywhere out of place. And we had actually to remake the shape of the whole thing from the panels themselves. How they fit together, is that okay? And also from different pictures from the show, like how much gap do I have between this part and this part? And it's actually pretty hard, because if you try to think of one shot of the gate from the side in the show, are you able to find it in your mind, the side of the gate? It's pretty hard to find. There are not that much. And so, of course, we saw a lot of Stargate again. And when I was watching the series with my peers, and was always like stopping on it, like, stop, I have to take a screenshot for everything. It was before we had Alexandria from EM.
Who can tell? So the original Stargates was fiberglass, the outer shell, and it was bolted onto a steel frame.
Yeah, exactly. It's resin and fiberglass, the same way you make like boats and some cars. It's really, really well made, actually, because I think at this time, when you needed something made of fiberglass in cinema or in the series, you go to the ones knowing how to do it, which means you will have actually professionals in fiberglass making who will come and help you do it. I'm pretty sure that was it at the time. So it's really, really, really well made. When you see it from the inside, it's just perfect. But from the inside, you have a bit of different small bubbles and everything. And it can actually break easily, because we didn't have, I think at that time, that much materials that were meant for that. Because now we have a lot of resin that are made for the movie industry, really just made for this. So,
Wow.
So yeah, it's made of fiberglass and resin from the outside. Then in the series, it was directly screwed in the steel frame. That was soldered, so it was a full circle. It couldn't be disassembled. I'm speaking about the SGC gate. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. And they did directly use screws that go into the metal. So it's right into it.
That's just absolutely wild. Now, so how did you get the glyphs so accurate? Did you have any sections of the constellations that you could use as a guide, and did you reconstruct the rest? I want to see these in their full glory, and that you guys have done a great job. So if these aren't the original, I really want to know how you did that, because keep in mind, the blueprints are not the ones from the show. Richard Hugh Dolan told Dial the Gate that he wanted a shadow to be cast in certain situations. So he raised them rather than lowered them into the other piece.
Exactly. It's not actually in the Stargate from the movie. It's carved in the glyph track. So the glyph track is the one moving, and in the series it's out of it, and also there is a small bevel going on the side on everything. And we had to calculate the difference between just the height, then the start of the bevel and everything. But that's a great question. Actually, of course, we started from the section we have, which was then we were able to know exactly how it was made. So the glyphs were made from ABS plastic sheets that were carved, probably using CNC, but maybe by hand. I don't know. I think it was CNC at the time, and then we tried to extrapolate from that. So we used mainly actually the auction book from the Prop Fox auction, because
You're welcome.
Pictures, yeah, thank you. Because the pictures are really nice and flat, which is hard to get in the series, because you have the lens that is changing the shape of everything,
And the lighting,
not always,
yeah.
in front of it. So it was really nice to have that way the panels flat on the surface and to have those pictures. And also we were able to contact a few different people who have actually the other sections from the SGC gate, from the auction. So actually one of them is one of the biggest, how do we say? Actually, we know one of the biggest collector of Stargate props, original props in the world, and he is living next door from me, mainly. I mean, I can go see him for like in 10 or 20 minutes. And he has one of the SGC gate section, and a few other people from USA, Germany, everywhere. And when we got their contact information, we were able to discuss with them and ask them for really precise drawings from them. Most of the time we ask that they take a pencil, a piece of paper, put it on the glyphs, and then go at it exactly like
You were rubbing, like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
Yeah, exactly. And then to scan it and sell it to us. So it was for me the perfect way to get all the details and be really, really close. And it's as close as there are. They are not perfect. They are perfectly like the real ones, with their imperfections. So, for example, this one, there is a secret. We won't show you exactly what it is, but on the Earth symbol, there is a detail that is a bit wrong, and we made the same one on it, because we...
It's a Persian flaw.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
It's we are not trying to make a faux from the Stargate, we are not trying to sell a replica saying it's the real one, but we really wanted to, actually, that's important to say. I made this project also to say thank you to all the people working behind the scenes on these things. And that's a huge thing to do. And it's always a lot of different skills involved. That's not just one thing you do every day. You learn to do one new thing every day in this work. So these people are really amazing. And I think the idea to put back a few different things like that on our own is a way to say thank you, because we saw it's hard to do. We did it also. We made our own mistakes, but we wanted to, I don't know how to say it, but it's
an homage to the labor of
It's
love.
an homage. Yeah, it's to say thank you.
It's an homage, absolutely. Yeah, a sign of respect. So what we're seeing here is actually not the original gate that you guys made.
Yeah.
What shocked me, Quentin and Ian and Sylvain and everybody else, is that You got rid of it.
We did it
You
again.
made this. You did it again. You made this beautiful piece, this Atlantis Stargate, and then you transformed it into the SG1 game. I was floored that you guys made this amazing piece. It's like, yeah, okay, that's seen its day. Now we're gonna go for our real game plan, which is to create was it always the original? Was it always your intent to do Atlantis first and then weave that version into SG1? How did the choice come about to do Atlantis first?
Yeah.
Because it was simpler, because it's the digital version?
It's happenstance.
Just happenstance?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, the main goal from the beginning, the goal always has been to make the Stargate from SG1 because we wanted it to spin.
Make it spin. It's
so
round. It's got to spin.
Yeah. What happened is we were nearly finished to make all the panels and the chevrons, all the parts from the resin casts. And then I was contacted by someone called Rice Martin. He was from near London. He was working in a school at that moment, the Royal Central School of...
Royal Arts, no?
No, Royal Central School. It was something like a graduation project he had to make, you know. It was pretty nice actually when we see it, because everyone in the school having as a project to showcase, and you can go through it, and it's a school that's doing everything about theater in techniques, from the one doing the wardrobe to the one doing the light, the sets and everything. And he was working on the sets, and he contacted me and he said, can I have your panels? And I I assemble it, and we work together to do this. So the idea was, I give you the panels, you give me the structure, because I was a bit lost at that time. I knew a few things were possible, but I had a hard time choosing what was the best way to do it, actually. And he helped me because he had like 1 year to do this. So with the time he had, the time frame helped to make some choices, you know. We had to make some choices at that time. And it's really hard for me to make choices. So it was really helpful. And he's the one who made also the wooden structure inside the gate. So if you want to know how it's made for us, there is an aluminum frame, like a truss. If you know, when you have in a big event, like concert,
just like they make jet airplanes.
Yeah, you can see that there are some trusses everywhere. So the base is a truss. Then around it, you have a wooden skeleton. And Rice also did that because he is a CNC machinist, a professional CNC machinist, before he did this school. So he made that too. And we put it together. His team worked most of the things about the paint and everything. And I was there with a team member who is Guillaume, who you know, I think.
I know Guillaume.
Yeah. And
crazy guy. Man, he's brilliant.
Yeah, and we flew to London to work on the end thing with this, and we put it up for like 48 hours, and it was it, because that wasn't the project from the start. So that was like a proof of concept. You know, you try it one way and it works, so we can go on. We can do the thing we wanted to do from the beginning. So actually, we did that. And it was, his team was amazing. One of them, his showcase work was to work on the light of the replica. So we have the whole glyph track lighting up using actually a light desk that was used for theater show normally, and people were able to play on a DHD, which wasn't that accurate, but was really well made for that. Yeah, it was really fun to be able to to use it to hear the sound and to dial it for real. So that was really, really nice. And we really thanks Rice and his team for helping us with that part.
The Atlantis Stargate.
Yeah, that was the Atlantis Stargate. Yeah.
Man, oh man. So you guys have prepared a short film for us that's going to kind of be an overview of the creation of the Atlantis Stargate that you guys started off with. When you first drafted the blueprints for what you were going to make, when you first started assembling this thing and fabricating the parts, to when you powered it on for the first time, how many years of development was encapsulated in that right there?
When we started making things, the real things that ended up...
Fabricating the parts, that's right.
Yeah.
To turning it on. How much time are we talking about?
I think that's not that much to do the panels until that we put it up the first time, the Atlantis version. I think it was 3 or 4 years, something like that. So
that's a lot of time as far as I'm concerned, man. Wow.
In the grand scheme of things, that's a pretty short time span.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, we're even. No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we've only, the solar system's only been around for how many billions of years? That's nuts. So I really want to see what you guys went through to bring this thing to life. Can we show everyone now?
Yeah, of course.
15 years ago, we opened the door, not to another world, not yet, but to a dream we believed was worth chasing. Piece by piece, from nothing, we built. Printing, molding, shaping with our hands. Some attempts held, others broke. But every step brought us closer. And then, everything changed. A fragment of the real Stargate found its way to us. Details more precise than we had ever imagined. It was a gift, but also a challenge. Much of what we had built could no longer stand. So we began anew. The path even led us beyond our borders, to London. There, new friends and expert hands gave our dream new strength, new colors, and a new life. few hours of sleep, one part after the other, assembled with care, until at last, the Stargate rose. Then the gate came home, back to its origin. "15 years of work, and yet you've only seen part of the journey. The rest is still waiting." See you soon on the other side.
You guys have done yourselves immensely proud, and I hope the Atlantis cast got a chance to at least some of. Did anyone get a chance to see it from the Atlantis cast? Did anyone comment on it?
A few people from the cast. I think David Hewlett, because he's always very, very supportive.
Yes.
With the fans and the fan base and all the projects they have.
He's such a nerd.
Yeah,
He's very much a nerd. He's Rodney, but without the personality.
Yeah, I think he's the one who said, "Replica, it's better than the real one."
That's a good question. While we're on that subject, I was going to ask. There were certain design improvements that I think you could argue were made. There are a couple that I notice that I'm going to be honest with you, I question. The LED lights in the Stargates. I think you've done an amazing job with the SG1 lighting. Whatever you did to mimic the glow from red to orange is chef's kiss. The Atlantis one, it was almost like the chevrons were translucent, were not absolutely, were less opaque than the ones from the show. And so it scattered light differently underneath. And the colors, especially when they're photographed, were not the same. Was that intentional, or was that, well, we're done at this point, let's go with that because we got no choice? Or Was it just an accident that it happened that way? And what other changes were made because there were just improvements in technology?
Ils ont beaucoup changé la technologie entre celle de SG1 et celle de SGA.
Je peux prendre.
Ouais, vas-y.
Yeah, yeah.
Ça possible.
I'll go, right? Yeah, so with regard to the lighting, that's a source of conversation, of endless conversation.
I bet it is.
Yeah, because as you said, we really want to be as accurate as possible. And what's really interesting is actually that if you light the original chevron the way they did it in the show, and then try to transpose that exactly, it doesn't really photograph that well. It's hard to get on video. So what you're seeing is actually sort of some tricks that we use to make it perceptually the same as what you saw on the show, which is what we were aiming for. We really want for people to take a picture and it looks like exactly like a still frame from the show, and that's really hard because we have a few constraints. The first one is that the resin, those crystals as we call them, are cast. They were painted on the original, whereas we elected to add some pigments directly into the resin. So they are cast in a single color. So that adds a bit of difficulty, because then you have to shape the light in a way so as to create this very nice, elegant gradient that you see. We don't think we have perfected it just yet. There are a few tweaks that we need to make. You can see that some of those, this part is supposed to be a slightly more fade to black, a bit more. Just it looks a bit like I don't know, some black body emission effect that we need to recreate. But yeah, the original was using halogen, right? And that emitted a lot of heat for the...
Yeah, halogen bulbs are very hot.
Yeah. And you can actually see some discoloration on the original crystals. So we, for fire safety mainly, plus, as you said, technology evolving, using LED lights, we actually got elected to use LEDs, dimmable LEDs, to try to recreate the thing. Actually, the fun Easter is some fun fact here. When I joined the association, one of the first tasks Quentin came to me with was, okay, you get to do the curve that when the light turns on, you have to recreate the halogen curve of the light.
Oh, ramping up?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. The ramping up of the light, because LEDs obviously are just on and off by default. You have to recreate that ramp. And we actually did like hundreds of tries to match exactly the light emission from an halogen. I have like Excel sheets full of it, full of data.
Is it just code, like trying to code the software so that it creates that pattern?
Exactly. Yes. We actually used. Yeah. We actually use a lux meter to measure precisely the emission of the halogen. We went way overboard to recreate the effect.
You guys are insane.
Yeah.
You are certifiably wackos. 3 fries short of a Happy Meal.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's so much of this that I forget about this. So I totally forgot what I put him through. Because everything is like that, always.
That's a lot of fun. So yeah, just the lighting part is like a story we could tell for like days. It's really fun.
Guys, it is so extraordinary what you created. I can't fathom the patience. Were there times where it was very much like, this is not happening. I want to make this I want to make this happen. We don't have this, or we don't have the money, or we don't have the time. In this past 15-year period, were there those days, and how many times did that happen?
Sorry. I think I will answer this one.
I would hope so.
It happened quite a lot, actually. Not
At least he's honest.
Not directly when there was a fail. Like a lot of things fail, of course, because you learn from what you fail. So there was a lot of fail to go through, and they were good. So what never happened is, oh no, this didn't work, I'm out. You know, we didn't have this, never. What happened is when you try to go on, and mainly at the start of the project, when I was mostly alone with a few people around it, we weren't as many as needed, actually, to do this. So of course
you were understaffed. You were understaffed.
So of course, when you need people to work on this, and you are the only one or the few ones to work on this, it's really hard. And I was the one having the gate in the garden, you know. So I was the one who was able to work on it outside of the holidays or like that. So I was the one always working on it, always having it on one corner of my mind, or 90% of my mind. But so it was pretty hard. So I think I said it like 100 times. Guys, I really need you to go on with this and to take your part and to try to develop things, you know, to be on your own on part of the project. And at the start, it didn't work that well because I actually was gatekeeping a lot of the information because I knew all the tiny details and I really wanted everything to be perfect. So I really wanted to check everything. So of course, if someone was starting to try something, I was always on his or her back to say, no, it's not really that way, or can you wait for a moment that I have the time to see if it's really right, you know. And it wasn't the way it should have been because you can't do this like that, you know. So when we had more people, it was really easier to get people involved in their own ideas, their own thing they wanted to develop. And I let it happen that time, and it really worked out. So that's one of the whole
fresh idea to have to develop some new stuff on it.
Yeah. I like having ideas coming from those guys and not me because it's really it's thrilling actually.
Well, you want to collaborate. This is not just you know, you're not hiring a bunch of drones. You're hiring people. I can't just go in and work on this. You know, as much as I would like to, I would have to sit down with someone for at least several minutes just to figure out how to apply the scratches on this version, you know, to age it like it was under rocks for 10,000 years, for several thousand years. You know, you are hiring technical people who have a trade, either electronic or, you know, or with welding or building or CNC, and look at all the autographs from everyone who contributed on this. And I'd like the total number of people who have laid their hands on this project and their names to add them to the credits of this, because I think it's important. They all have to come together in their own disciplines to pull this thing off. And I think it's a testament to you, Quentin, and your leadership that you were able to achieve this at all. Because how many fans do we know have got these wild ideas? Oh, you know, I knew one guy at the PropWorks auctions. I'm going to buy all the Daedalus, you know, parts. So I'm going to the bridge. So I'm going to rebuild the bridge. You went and you took the most iconic piece from the series, one of the most iconic props in all of television history, certainly one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and you recreated it. That's extraordinary. And you did it, you know, without destroying yourself. It's pretty amazing. So what are you going to do with it now? Well, you know what? Let's get to that in just a second. Yeah. How many total people were involved in bringing this thing to life? If you had to sit down and add everybody up?
It's something like more than 100 people. Because, for example, in 2022, it was really the time I wanted it to be kind of finished, you know. And so we made a workshop during 2 months, 2 whole months, and
60%.
we had like 60 persons that time coming, like just coming to help a bit, to do a bit of sanding or some things like that. A lot of sanding, sorry, not a bit.
A lot of sanding.
We are always sanding things.
We actually converted a parking lot, the parking lot right outside the workshop, into a sanding workshop. Like you had people sitting on the floor, sanding
on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a sight to see.
Yeah. So yeah, 60 people right there, and then all the one participating, helping us to find sources on the social medias, or even a small comment somewhere saying, "I know a guy, it can really help." And all those people, I think, we are past 100. At the start, we were like, of course, 1. Then something like 3, because we had Bertrand Wagon, who is a 3D modelist. So he worked on the 3D models. He's actually the one who made the most perfect replica of the Stargate scaled down. You have to see that, because it's really, I love his work, even though he's a friend and everything, but I love his work because he's doing things perfectly.
So you did a CAD file first of all of the parts that you guys created. You created a 3D version of it.
Not directly.
It was
okay, but you used it for reference.
It was not a prerequisite, but we built it along the way and refined the 3D models. We think we have right now the most accurate 3D model of the original gate. Yeah.
Wow, that's just extraordinary. The work that you guys put into this thing, and everyone who was responsible, man, it's just ridiculous. So taking the Atlantis Stargate and turning it into the SG1 gate, how much of the Atlantis Stargate is still behind you guys? Or did you do new molds?
That's a good question. Actually, what happened just after London was COVID.
Really? I completely missed that. What's that?
You don't know about it, right? Nothing gets out of here because of that. And during COVID, it was really hard to continue. And actually, we let the gate outside in the garden during like months. So from cold weather to really hot weather. And it actually destroyed all the panels. That's it.
The temperature changes.
Yeah. So it was really hard that time. We spoke about failing things, and that was a big fail. Epic fail, I say.
You make mistakes. Accidents happen.
Exactly. And it was pretty hard during covering on everyone, and same for me. So I was kind of into some kind of depression. So it didn't help, you know. It was right there outside the window. So at any time I could have said, okay, let's just remove the panels, put them in the house, and then it's okay. They will be okay, you know. And it was too much. At that time, and at that time of the project, after everything we went through, it was too much for me, really, at that time. And so this is what happened. And we decided to go on, of course, as always.
Yeah.
I think one thing, when you say I was able to get this leadership, to have everyone involved, one of the things that helps people to being stuck with the project is that we never stop. You know, we go on. Anything happening, we go on. It seems impossible to do. Let's do it anyway, you know, and we'll see. So we did. And that time, it was around 2022. We still had all the panels that you actually can see. The old panels we used for the Stargate from Atlantis, they are just stacked there, waiting. They are a bit out of shape. They are still pretty nice. We just had to, in 2022, I really thought we could reshape them, actually. We have a whole jig made for this, but it was made from a resin that you can't really reshape that way, you know.
I see.
So we have to put them aside. And that time we asked a professional working with resins and everything. He actually does some sculptures and everything. So he's more of an artist. And we asked him to make the panels we now have. So that part we didn't directly do because that part we already did actually. So we didn't have more to learn. We are not perfect. We don't know exactly how to do a fiberglass panel perfectly, you know. But
if anyone's going to figure it out, I would think that it would be you guys.
Yeah.
You know, because you're willing to get your hands dirty. And I mean, the skeleton underneath is the same. You know, it's essentially the same thing.
The skeleton is the same. So the truss is the same. Most of the wood is the same, but we had to change a lot of things. Actually, I think you can speak about that part.
When we have the new panel, the big difficulty is to make some alignments with all panels and all sections. So we need to change the wood parts to make some new new stack of wood to make some alignment to adjust every panels, because whole panel it's not perfect. Sometimes you have panel with 1 centimeter of higher, and sometimes less, sometimes more. So every cal, it's every stack, it's unique.
Wow, it's just absolutely extraordinary.
What's actually pretty fun is that in the chevrons we used the same reflector that was used for the Gate 1. In for the Atlantis one, sorry. So we used the same reflector that was used in the Atlantis Stargate in London, and that was used actually behind the glyphs, because the glyphs were lighting on. So we needed kind of reflectors, but something cheap, you know. And they actually used turkey trays to do that. And I really love that. Yeah, it's a running gag, you know, a running joke with the team from Rice Martin. It's the turkey.
It's all that you need. It's all that you need.
And yeah, so that's pretty funny that we use that again for those. So yeah, we actually reuse thing, and that's the MacGyver part, I think.
That's right. That's right. I had the location gate, you know, it was my responsibility for its safekeeping for nearly a year. And, you know, it's like you guys have it. You've recreated it. It's just a beautiful piece. Is there any consideration to building another skeleton and getting the Pegasus Stargate back on its feet again next to its older brother?
I mean, it's not just up to me. So,
well, there was a silver lining to letting the Atlantis Gate outside to rain and to the elements. We actually learned a ton. Those panels are much lighter, much easier to handle. They are easier to work with. We can bend them into shape. So, I mean, we're not saying no, I guess, but we really need to finish this, to see this one through. There's still a lot of work to be done on the SG1 version before we recreate an Atlantis. I mean,
well, then let's go ahead.
Yeah, I think what we're learning we're learning so fast right now. It feels like really like we've cranked it up to 11 now, because we know how to assemble, disassemble the gate. We really got a lot of experience now with the SG1 gate. We have still a few upgrades we want to make. Let's not promise anything, but yeah.
The more exposure, the better, guys. The fact of the matter is that, and we've alluded to it a little bit in this, I saw the pictures of it outside where you guys took it on display in Switzerland and had, you know, your teams photographed and taken it to, you know, a couple of events. But it didn't spin yet. And now you're telling me, like General Hammond said, you want it to, well, Puppet General Hammond, you want it to spin? And how feasible is that? Is this going to happen?
That's a good question. Maybe just before you say about it, because you are the one working on it. At the start of the project, I really wanted it to spin. Then we decided that it wasn't safe, so we decided for it not to spin. Then, with the amazing people we have around, we decided again to make it spin. So right now we are working on it, and what is really interesting is that in the series, the one in the SGC was the one spinning, but it was in one place and not moving. You know, really literally bolt to the floor, and the one going outside, that's why the DHD is existing actually, is for it not to spin. And we are doing one that we can disassemble, go anywhere with it, assemble it again, and make it spin. So that's an harder thing to do. But
so is that going to be a separate Stargate?
But because when the goal is to expose the Stargate for the fail, so we need to we have a 9 section of gates, and we need to assembly everywhere we go. So in every convention, it's difficult to have exactly same element for the mechanical parts. So when we build in the computer the system to spin the glyph, all it's perfect in a computer. But in reality, when you disassembly many times, it's moved. So we need to think some correction for example, for the wagon, the carts. The carts, yes. You have many carts on the rails. I don't know.
The track.
The track, yes. We have many rails on many tracks on the rail, and every tracks need to adjust the position of the rail in the track, because sometimes if you don't make that, sometimes it go off the track, sometimes it's blocked on the track. So this improvements, and we work on it. And after you need to make the action of movement of rotation. So we need to calculate the motor, the engine, the system of traction. So we have more many possibilities. For example, you can use the friction wheels, but we have some issue to integrate the system. After, you can use a chain, but it's a big wheels for the chain, and this wheel need to cut in 9 sections too. So it's difficult because we need to use CNC to build every part, because it's not exist. So it's a specific part.
That's right. The location Stargate in the show, they only fake the location Stargate spinning in there's 2 instances. The first one is Icon, where SG1 comes through in season 8 to, is it Rand? I think they come to Rand. And you look up, there's a shot of the gates, and it's like
Yep.
It's like this,
Yep.
you know. And I think that they took the SGC gate and superimposed it into the skyline there because that one is spinning. And they use sound effects a lot of the time to simulate that the fact that it's spinning. It doesn't really need to spin because you got the DHD. But then in Seizure in SGU, when they took the location Stargate back from me for the 1 week that I needed it because our live auction was in Seattle, just a couple hundred miles south, they used visual effects to move the inner ring. And
they did. That's the one with 41 glyphs. I think that's this one.
Oh boy, I'm not surprised. Yeah. So the original SGC gate, there's a gear inside and a motor, a crank at the bottom that turns it. And if you're not careful, the belt will just take you up. So that was actually exposed underneath the ramp. If you looked under there, you could see it. I'm sure they had to add oil all the time. But with you guys, what you guys are basically doing is not unlike a carnival ride, where you're going from one to the other. And once you're there, you have to assemble this thing so that the roller coasters can run across the top of it. You are having to completely redesign the concept. How far off do you think you are from having a completed product if this thing is feasible? I mean, you guys are obviously still meeting together and working on it. What are you working on, coming together right now and doing? And how far are you away from making a spinning track? And will any of the chevrons lock?
Oh.
I mean, it's not our main focus right now, but...
Yes, but for me, the big issue is the production of every part. Because I think the idea, it's okay, but now we need to build some parts. And to make a big screw in a 9 section with every for the chain, so it's we need to have a professional with a big CNC, for example, to build that. Wow. And to have to know the good version, it's not easy to do that.
Yeah, we need to make a prototype.
Yep.
Actually, but we know which motor, what engine we need to do this.
Yes, we have select the engine.
We know what kind of gear we want to use, which is actually closer to the one which was used in Stargate Universe, which is kind of different, because the one in SG1 was a big gear and a small one making it spin, and in Atlantis it's actually a chain going all around it. Actually, yeah, I was able to get access to one part of the universe gate in Geneva, and I was able to see and touch actually the real structure that was used for the spinning gate in universe. So we will be closer to this one. I really wanted to ditch this idea from the beginning, but then we discussed it again, and I think we will go with that.
Yep.
Yeah. So the gear, we know the number of teeth, everything.
Yep.
We have chain.
We have the ratio to have the good speed for the glyph.
So all the technical calculation.
All information to make the good equation. We know that. No. The next step is to build and test some prototype.
Yeah.
So
the Stargate stood in the SGC Icarus, the temple on the Nequadria planet at the end and SGU for 13 years. And my understanding was, according to Hugh Dolan, it never missed a glyph, it never missed a target, and it never broke down. It's just extraordinary. And the fact that you guys are going to redo it. And anyone who's going to do it, I think it's likely going to be anyone who's going to achieve the goal that as a fan they've set for themselves. I think you guys have proven it, that you're going to make it happen. It's just a question of time and money.
What we're really aiming for is to have people really experience seeing like almost going into the Stargate command base and really get a sense of how massive and alien-looking such this object is. It is quite incredible to stand in front of it and look up, and it's just in awe, really. And we want to communicate that sentiment to as many people as are willing to come and visit. We're trying to think about how to create really an experience that's immersive for fans, and I think people are really going to enjoy it.
And
go ahead.
we really have like one day to build it in each convention, in each event. So we have to think about that too, right?
So that's the ultimate plan, to take it to events and conventions, mainly in Europe? Okay.
Yeah, mainly in Europe, because we need actually the contacts. So anyone who's wanting to make us come to a convention, they actually can contact us right now. We are trying to put it up and show it to as many people in as many places we can. But it's really a question of money, mostly, because it costs a lot of money to take it from here. It's really big, you know, so you have to put it in a whole truck and go all the way from like Geneva to USA. So that costs.
That would require a boat.
Yeah, of course. And we can wait a few months for it to get to America. That's okay. But if we do this, for example, we really have to manage to have a few different events at the same around the same place and at the same time, so we can go tour like USA for a time, then go back to Europe. So for now, it's Europe because it's kind of easier, I think. But really, anyone who is wanting to put the effort to work with us is welcome to contact us, and we really want to do that. So we will do everything we can to be able to do this, to show it to as many fans as possible. But there are also questions about, norms, every technical part, rules, that are different in every country. We need to attach a big thing, 6 meters in diameter, heavy thing, because it's nearly 1 ton, to the ceiling in one day, and
you can't let it fall over.
So, and there's people going to see it, to go through it, and that changes everything, That's because you put barriers around it. It can be okay, but at the time anyone can get access to it, it changes everything because it needs to be safe.
For example, the SGC ramps, you have a barrier. You have barrier on it, but in the rules for the convention, for the public, the height of these ramps is too low. So normally people can't work on it normally. So we
I've seen it.
Make some modification or something like this to give the possibility to the people to work on it.
And I've seen you've had it outside at events. You have it attached to a crane to keep it stabilized. I mean, how long can it weather like rain? Oh wow, you're doing a ramp. Looks like you're doing the ramp. Are you doing a ramp?
Actually, maybe.
Maybe. All right.
No, that's actually you are the first one who has the real information. We didn't want to tell that too much until now. So in the stream, we said it a bit, like we put it on the side, on the background, you know.
You're developing. You're
But
developing.
We are
Okay.
doing it, and you are the one having the main news for that.
It's
you know?
perfect.
We
It's
are
absolutely
doing the ramp.
perfect.
And actually,
It's
it's ready. The ramp is ready. So next time we are in convention, there is a high probability that the ramp is there and that people can actually go through the gate.
That clang, clang, clang when you walk down it. That is just such a specific sound.
You put your finger
Wow.
right on it. I was absolutely adamant that we needed to. You can hear it in the background. I was adamant that we needed that sound. So the way Quentin designed it, the metal, the way it clings together, it sounds absolutely exactly like it did when you watched the show. It's quite something.
You fabricated all those parts?
We got some help, but
sure.
Actually,
Man, guys.
we have a fun nugget to this ramp is as close to the original as we could get within safety parameters that Sylvain was talking about. But
and as close as we could do it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it just goes together like a Lego set?
Yeah. Well, we wish we could get a Lego set.
Right.
That's that easy. No, it's a bit hard to assemble, but it's really heavy. One thing we're really proud of is that we actually managed to, we think, get the spacing between the elements just about right. We actually used the Kleenex box from the...
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. that was a fun nugget.
Thanks, send more. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And it turns out that it's a standard...
Yeah, it's a standard size. So you are like, okay, on the grate, you have this space between each element. And so the whole thing is made by counting how many of these spaces are on the grate, you know, because we know that the ladder, for example, has like, I don't know, I say it like that, but it's like 30 spaces of grate is one ladder, you know, and you do everything like that. And you can be pretty accurate like this.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, start with the Kleenex box because it's physically against the grate in the pilot and work your way out from there. That's nuts. How much rain can it withstand? Can it get rained on?
We'd rather not get rained
Rather
on.
not.
We haven't...
So a light spritzing is all it can take. And even then, you have to clean it afterwards, probably.
We're actually a bit worried about wind because it's so tall. It can swing. Like the first time in 2022 when we got it outside, it was making some creaking sounds that we're not that we'd rather not hear again. I mean, it didn't. We don't think it broke anything. Well, apparently it didn't. But we'd rather not show it outside too much, specifically because with the ramp, it's so large that you need a really level surface for like a sizable surface. And so usually inside it's probably better. Yeah.
Yeah. But we are thinking about it. So if possible, we want to be able to do it, but not right now.
Ian, can you do me a favor and tell me about the dialing computer? Did you guys create that from scratch, or is that an asset that you took? Because I know that there was a couple of folks have done a great job rebuilding the asset from the show, and it's been a screensaver. It's been all kinds of things for years.
Yeah. So the first step before recreating any proper effect is we do extensive documentation research, and so we use the tool that I built to reclassify the different versions that we see from the dialing computer, and so what you're seeing right now is we think the most perfect, the most accurate replica of the dialing program we actually identified, I think, 3 generations. So looks like they took the one from the movie during the first few episodes. Then they built version 1 that was very boxy. And then what you're seeing right now is what we refer to as version 2, which is a bit more round and has a bit more eye candy. So we use Rive, which is sort of the successor to Flash, if people know that technology for the web. And actually, Quentin gets most of the credit for painstakingly recreating, I should add, every little square, blinking square, and color. What you see is frame by frame, handcrafted to look pixel perfect, exactly to the original. We actually adjusted some of the even the corner radius on those blinking square are absolutely perfect. And the whole dialing computer actually connects to the central nervous system that we developed, so that it's perfectly coherent with the way the gate behaves. So you have the central nervous system commanding the lights, commanding the sounds. We even bought some carbon ice to recreate the knife's wisps. So that will be actioned as well. Yeah, so people will be able to use the computer. You might have seen the keyboard that we're recreating as well. We just bought an old CRT, the exact model from the TV show. We shipped it from the USA. We're going to project the dialing computer on that CRT screen so people can use and push the button just like Walter Harriman. And they'll be able to spin the gate, light it up, and dial a planet and have the full experience.
It's mercy.
What about this Walter AI?
Yeah.
So
we wanted to sort of have a sort of assystemt rather than ChatGPT is fine, I guess, but it's much more fun to talk to Walter. So we actually recreated some with clever prompting the personality of the character from the TV show, and you can actually pick up the telephone. You might have seen we have a red phone, the Western Electric 500, the classic from the TV show. We connected it, refit it with IP technology so that you can talk to it and hear Walter Harriman's voice talking to you through the phone.
So just for this experience, if you go and you pick up this phone, you can talk to Harriman.
Actually, you can talk to a Marine as well. We have many what we call agents. So you have many characters you can talk to. We created from scratch a voice which you can actually call anyone. You can ask. You
got to call President Hayes. You got to call the president.
Yeah. You can actually one fun tidbit is that when you pick it up and you say, "I want to talk to the president," it actually calls Quentin. Like literally on his phone.
I don't know about this.
Yeah.
What?
You heard it live. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, new technology opens up a range of possibilities that really make it immersive and really fun. Actually, a project to work on. We think people will love it. Yeah.
I saw a certain Stargate logo over there as well.
Yeah.
How did you guys get the measurements for that?
Just so you know, the SGC logo was like 6 hours from here, and Ian just went to get it for yesterday.
That's it? That's the logo?
That's not the real one.
I was going to say that's a replica. Yeah,
that's a replica. The real one is actually in Geneva. But actually, what we did is we got the blueprint for the SGC logo. So we used the blueprint to precisely design it using 3D. For example, I think we worked mainly in SketchUp between me and Bertrand. who is the one doing mainly the 3D element, the eye candy 3D elements from the association. And from this, both on our side, we decided then to work using the series to see what was the few tiny differences between what was on paper and the real prop, actually. So we found a few ones, and then we compared both of the models, and then we discussed each element. Like, no, I don't think this one is like this, but more like that, because I saw that, blah blah blah, everything. So
it's just extraordinary.
I'm really happy with this one, and this one was made around COVID. It was really, I really wanted to do something from start to finish at that time,
For sure.
because this takes quite some time.
Let's get something that'll take half a year rather than 4.
And it's good to have something that's pretty quick to do. So
it's so beautiful, guys. I got the original at PropWorks. We sold it, and the original bulb that was inside shattered, and it was a custom build. And so we took it to LA. Where it was stored in Orange County, and we had a fabricator build a custom light for it, but we didn't have time to put blue gels around it. It was just white. I don't know if they've managed to make it blue since. I would hope so. But at least we were able to rebuild it because we had to sell it with the lighting intact, and we did in the second live auction. Very proud of it. I'm thrilled that it's been used to make a little baby SGC logo. That's awesome. Guys, this is amazing work. What have I missed? Do you have Richard Dean Anderson standing in the wings? And now for your next trick.
Yeah, exactly. No, unfortunately not yet. Qu'est-ce qu'on a envie de découvrir? On a parlé de la rampe, on a parlé de
la rotation, c'est plus des
Ian's looking around. Did I miss anything? Did I miss something?
From floor to ceiling, it's like filled to the brim with Stargate.
Is this just a warehouse, or is this?
It's a really huge chalet in the Alps.
Okay.
And so we rearranged it because somebody has very kindly offered to lend it without pay for us to use it. And so we are in a secret location.
Of course.
Disclosed location with
under NORAD.
Under NORAD. You can, So we'd rather...
That's just amazing, guys. The next time I'm in Switzerland, I've been once. I've always wanted to go back. It's just absolutely beautiful what you've managed to achieve here. It's just. Is there a thought to an iris?
Oh yes,
the Event Horizon and the iris. Yeah, of course. We didn't speak about that.
That's the one we were missing. Actually, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We should talk about the Event Horizon and the iris. Let's start with the iris.
There is just for. Yeah, this project is so huge that you could talk about it for hours, and there are still a lot of things we didn't tell you about. But yeah, for example, just the Event Horizon, the iris. I think we may do something, but there are so many possibilities. We are talking about it right now, and we already know like 20 different possibilities to make the Event Horizon. Ian is actually replicating the effect on the computer.
It's been done. Stargate Network did it. They created a program that did math and recreated it.
We are working with other teams of Stargate fans, and actually we are pretty close to Stargate Network, the Stargate Network team. One of the team members from Stargate Network is in our association too. Two, actually. I think.
Yeah. Too.
And we are always working together. Actually, there was a time we actually gave our 3D models. The first 3D model we made from the Stargate, which was pretty close to the real thing, we sent it to Stargate Network for them to be able to work on it
So Bryce has already got it. Bryce already knows all about this. That makes sense.
Yeah. So we are working together, but again, we are trying to be as close as possible, and also to be able to have a user experience that is amazing. So Ian is working on something that will be able to recreate the fact that people are going through it.
Yeah.
So
wow.
We think we can use the lidar from smartphones to actually dematerialize you using a point cloud, and so that you'll be able to film your friends going through the event horizon. Not too many promises, but we have a lot on our plate. But that's definitely something we. That's definitely something we want to do because it's going to look so cool if people can film themselves going through it. Yeah,
people will go crazy if we can be live and just have people going through the gate with the
with the correct ripples. It's actually harder than it looks, even for 2025 technology, to recreate that in real time and augment it and stuck perfectly to the inner part of the gate. So. That's going to take a bit of work, but we'll get it working.
Yeah, the thing that what frustrated me about like the later seasons of SG1 when they started to backlight it is that you got the shadow cast from the gates, in there. You have to hit it with enough light so that that doesn't happen. And I really hope that you guys have a really, really big bulb. And I cannot wait to go and see it when you guys do that. I cannot wait to finally see this thing in person. I'm going to have a bit of a cry when I do, I'm sure. All right. What do you need help with? For all those of us who have stuck with you through this entire interview and are just blown away, what is it that you need to do your next great thing?
Okay, I'll take it first. The main thing we need right now is for the event horizon specifically, we need people that know how to use Unreal, Unity, or any 3D shader experience would be nice, because this is what we're trying to achieve. I think to really display it, we have the gate, we have the ramp, we really need some interactivity there for it to look really good. So anybody with experience on using those technologies would be and willing to put up with our very exacting standards are most welcome to contact us. We want to get this right because it's one of the key special effects that people love Stargate for, and we really need to get this right. So yeah, at least for the that part, I think that's it.
And augmented reality.
Yeah, and if people on top of the Unreal and Unity have experience using the Apple technologies for augmented reality, that's very helpful.
So that's for the event horizon, for example. Then we are currently working on everything that's safety and norms and in different countries. So if someone knows a lot about them, mostly around events that are like Comic-Cons and everything like that, or even for other professional events that are not for fun, but that's the same norms that are applied. That can be in USA, that can be in Europe. We really want to be as close as possible, or to know how we can discuss easily with the people of every event, so we can explain, okay, that's not exactly precisely as the norm, but what we can do together is that, so we are sure it's safe, and so on. So that's a very hard part for us, really, because we built it, but then we have to show it, and we have all those paperwork to do, and it's pretty hard. So if you are from Europe and you know anything about that, or for France, because I think we will be mainly in France for a time, and also in Switzerland, and don't hesitate to contact us, because we need your help with that. What other skills we need?
And if you want to sponsor us, obviously, that would be.
How can we go to sponsor you? Where can we go?
To sponsor us, you can go to our website and our social networks. So follow us. That helps. You can share our content, and the website is emg-team.com, and people can get up-to-date information on the whole project, as well as support us with a nice donate button at the bottom.
Yeah, and if you're not sure, just send us an email or contact us on social medias, and we will answer.
I don't see how anyone at this point would be unsure of anything, guys. I know prop builders who have promised me props for 6 and 7 years now, and they want it to be so perfect that they're paralyzed. We have a saying in English: perfection is the enemy of completion. But also, one of my favorite sayings is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And your elephant is standing behind you. And it's just extraordinary. So anyone who thinks that they can contribute in some way to making this continued dream possible, where more Stargate fans can come and experience this thing in person, please reach out to them and see if there's anything that you can provide, either talent or some other form of resources to make this this thing happen, because you guys have proven that there are sci-fi fans who can set a goal and it's not just a pipe dream. You can will it into reality right there. And it's extraordinary. And I really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for making my 350th episode so special. One of the things that we have in common besides Stargate is not only a willingness to not give up, but to put aside our own expectations of gain, financial gain, monetary gain. And first and foremost, it is the love of Stargate. It is the love of the brand that we do our mutual projects, and the love of fellow fans, because we know what this means to people. It doesn't just represent a portal to other planets and fun shoot 'em up space battles with boombox voice aliens. It's a portal to ideas. And ideas are more powerful than weapons. They're more powerful than anything that we can possibly imagine. And you were inspired by a show, and you've turned around and created this thing to help inspire others. And I don't know what's going to come next for you, but I know it's not going to be boring. It's certainly going to be interesting to watch and see. And I'm right there with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really nice. And yeah, we can't wait to show it to the fans. So that's the next step, and we are really looking to it.
Peut-être on pourrait dire merci à tous les gens qui ont participé.
And of course, thanks to everyone who worked on this with us, around us, who helped us, and also who just are around, hearing about this all the time. Like, for example, all our friends and parents, they know about it, they hear about it all the time.
Those crazy kids, what are they doing with that Stargate show?
So really, thanks to everyone who was involved in a way or another, because it's huge. And if we did it, it's also and mainly because of it. Yeah, I think.
Boys, if you could come around and stand on either side, I'd like to see all of you real quick. So. There you go. Thank you guys so much for giving us a tour of your facility. Thank you for entrusting me with sharing this story, and for being so generous with your time and your resources over the course of the last 15 years to pull this thing off. It means so much to all of us fans that that a group of people, a small group, have gone to such trouble to create something of such great quality, and to not expect anything from fans other than wonder and a smile when seeing it for the first time. So thank you guys. It means a lot to have you. Boy, those Europeans, man, you could never pull that off in the United States. We're too spread out to make that happen. And there's a huge Stargate audience in the US, but not like that. I don't know what it is about Europe that has captured the minds of so many people over there in this show, but it's just the case. Tremendous applause to all of them for pulling this into existence. It's just absolutely extraordinary what they have been able to do. If you enjoy Stargate and you want to see more content like this on YouTube, please click the like button. It does make a difference with the show and will continue to help us grow the audience. Please also consider sharing the video with a Stargate friend. And if you want to get notified about future episodes, click subscribe. And if you click the bell icon, it'll notify you the moment a new video drops, and you'll get my notifications of any last-minute guest changes. And clips from this episode will be released over the course of the next few weeks on both the Dial the Gate and GateWorld.net YouTube channels. Tremendous thanks must go to my producers, Anthony Rowling, Kevin Weaver, Summer Roy, and Bryce Orrs, for continuing to have my back and make this show possible, as well as my moderating team, Anthony, Jeremy, Kevin, Lockwatcher, Marcia, Raj, and Jacob. Frederick Marcoux over at Concepts Web, he keeps dialthegate.com up and running. This was just a tremendous hour, and I'm so thankful to have shared my 350th with so many loyal is the word, Stargate fans who have poured not just money. I'm sure there was some blood spilt here and there, a couple of hangnails, you know, maybe some back and leg trouble. I'm sure Jack would appreciate that. But the mental power to bring this stuff to life, it's just extraordinary. And I'm really glad that they contacted me now. It's pretty fortuitous to share it. My name is David Reed for Dial the Gate. We've got more episodes coming your way really soon. I'll see you on the other side.